Hey guys, happy Monday. I'm gonna turn my phone off like a professional. Whoever's blowing me up. Don't they know I have a live to get on? Anyway, happy Monday, everybody. Hope everyone had a great recovering weekend. Learning the difference, like between restful, recovery, kind of just refilling your cup. My weekend was a good mix of all of these things. So yeah, I put my water down somewhere. I think I left it in the kitchen. So, all right, we have to do this without water. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am Bree Beers, and I will just jump into today. So, I have been an accountant. No, I've been in accounting for about 20 years. Bree Beers and Associates is my tax firm. It's in its 7th year, and it works on, or it does, tax prep and tax planning for small businesses and complex individuals. I'm also the founder of Peak Prosperity CFO. We empower owners of 7-figure businesses to boost their annual compensation by $100,000 by providing profit-centered thought leadership. What we do is we work with 7-figure business owners who are feeling stuck and wanting more work-life balance and more money in their personal bank account from their business. So today, you guys, I don't have the slide. There we go. Today, we're going to talk about how Alex transformed their 7-figure business into a vehicle to fund their dreams. So this is right in line with what we do at Peak Prosperity, right? So I'm going to tell you a story about a client and how we've been working with them for just over a year and what we've been able to accomplish so far. But first, I just want to talk a little bit about what our Fractional CFO program provides. So for those of you, if this is your first video, check out any of the last 6 from the last couple of weeks, because what I did in those previous videos is we really dove into the pain points and some of the solutions, some solutions on how to feel unstuck when you're growing a business. And no matter what level you are, those videos will have some benefit to you. Because what happens, you guys, is we all, as we're growing our business, we get to the next level, or we're looking forward to the next level, thinking, okay, once I hit that level, things will be great, right? And it never quite gets there for a lot of us. A lot of us, we continue to feel stuck. We can continue to be stuck in this, what feels like a hamster wheel, right? Of working too much and paying ourselves not enough. So what our Fractional CFO program at Peak Prosperity does is we provide thought leadership to your business, and we help you figure out how you can work less in your business and make more money. Our goal is to help you bring home, like I said, that extra $100,000 from your business in the first year of working in the program. That's our program promise, is we will help you find $100,000 to take home in that first year. The long-term goal is to help you transform your business into an asset that funds and supports your personal goals. I originally started this program because working in tax, I said our tax firm works with business owners, and so many of them at every level, right, found themselves just stuck, right? They were struggling more and more as their business grew, right? And all of us started our business. I believe all of us started with one of 2 goals in mind, or maybe both, right? And one was work-life balance, right? We were sick of the 9-to-5 job, sick of working for other people who kind of created our daily, schedule, and we wanted to be able to have that freedom to work when we wanted and go enjoy life when we wanted. And some of us started our business because we knew that there was a glass ceiling in corporate America, right? Meaning we knew there was an income limit, right? There's always a range of what you can get paid at each level of what you do. There's almost always in corporate America a max on annual raise amounts that you can get, no matter how awesome you are at the job. And so as we're in corporate America, we realize that in order to make the money we want to make, we got to do it somewhere else. And so a lot of us wanted to find both the work-life balance and the more money, and we started a business. And like I said, as you're growing the business, when you first start, right, you're hustling because that's what you're supposed to do when you start a business. You hustle. And then it's always where as you're stepping up the ladder, it's like, okay, as soon as I get to this level, I'll be able to work less. As soon as I get to this level, I'll be able to work less, or this level, and I'll be able to pay myself more. There's always the next level, I'll be able to do this. And what you learn as you grow a business, and what you guys all here who are here are learning, is that new levels, new devils, right? As you grow, there's new problems that come along that need your attention, that need your money. And there's never enough time to left over for you to do the things you want to do, to find that ideal work-life balance. And then there's never enough money to pay yourself what you really should be paying yourself from your business. All right, so I started this program because my clients were feeling stuck, and they just found themselves on this hamster wheel. And so this program specifically, you guys, is for 7-figure business owners who feel stuck, who are feeling that stuckness. And you can be feeling this at any level. And what I've talked about for the last 2 weeks, you can feel 5-figure businesses, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure businesses. You can have this feeling. We just niched down into this 7-figure mark because we're able to, this is like the area that we found that we can make the most impact in our business owner, in our clients' lives. So whether they just hit 7 figures or they've been here a while, they're feeling this disappointment and this disappointment's the right word, frustration, because the work-life balance isn't there. The paychecks that they thought they'd have at this level just aren't there. And so we talk about Alex today. Let me see if I have the slide. All right. So Alex was stuck. I think this is, I didn't do a very good job of matching my slides to my presentation today. So we'll wing it, okay? So, but we are going to talk about Alex. He's a client. Let's see. Wait, where am I? There we go. Okay, clients. Let me start over. Redo. All right, Alex. He's a client of mine with a $5 million business, and they're in food manufacturing. So before they started working with us in their business, they had unreliable financial statements. All right, they were to the point where they had been given an offer to buy the business. They're like, you have a really good process going here. We love what you're doing. Would you ever be interested in selling? And he was like, never really thought about it, but if the price is right, maybe, yeah. Like, okay, well, what's your price? And he had no idea because he didn't have these financial statements that were reliable to tell him. He knew what his revenue was, but everything else was kind of discombobulated to where he didn't really know what his cost of goods were. He didn't really know what assets he had in the business. And so he couldn't determine a price for this potential buyer because he didn't know. His financials didn't tell him what they needed to tell him. And so at one point also, he couldn't get a bank loan because the financials weren't reliable. He also felt like he was bleeding money, okay? But they didn't know where. Where was the money bleeding from? They looked at their balance sheet or their P&L. They saw they were making $5 million, but there was no cash left. Like, where was it? They didn't know. They had multiple product lines that they produced every day. And Alex felt like, yeah, kind of know that we're making a decent profit here. We're making a minimal profit here, but not really. When I asked for actual figures, there was nothing to support that. It was just their gut feeling, right? They were like, I think this one's doing really well. I think this one's doing okay, but they had no actual data to support it. All right. And then as the owner, they couldn't pay themselves regularly. They didn't actually pay themselves a steady paycheck in the 5 years they've owned the business. They pay themselves occasionally when there was money, but really there was no steady paycheck. Alex had actually lent the business money when the business couldn't afford payroll a few different times. As the business owner, Alex lent the business money so they could make payroll. Alex was working 80 hours a week, sometimes more. And here we noticed as we started working with them that Alex was spending most of the time in the business, right? Putting out fires, solving day-to-day issues, just doing the everyday in the business stuff. And again, if you were with me with any of the previous videos, and a couple of them we talked about in the business activities versus on the business activities. All right. And on the business activities are the ones that are going to help you grow and scale. In the business are the ones that you can absolutely be hiring people to help you with. All right. And for him, and again, we've talked about going from in the business, being an employee in your business to being the CEO. Along the way, we talk about your zone of genius. and doing tasks in your zone of genius. And for him, his zone of genius is sales. He's really good at sales. He likes doing the sales calls. He's good at it. And right now, he is the only person that can do it. So that had to be his number one priority every week. He needed to be making a certain amount of sales calls, sales meetings, hitting those sales quotas because he's the only one doing sales. But what he found himself is when he walked in the door at the office, he was being bombarded with the operations issues, the day-to-day, the fires. And he's like, and hence why he was working 80 plus hours and still not getting all of his work done. All right. So Alex was a perfect illustration of the ideal client that comes to us at Peak Prosperity to work with them. And it's people who know that they don't have the work-life balance they have, or they're not making the money they want to be making, and they know it's there, right? They know that their business is making enough money to where they should be able to pay themselves. They should be able to hire the people to do the jobs that they're being stuck doing. They just don't quite know how. They don't know how much. They don't know where to add these people. So that's where we step in. All right. So our program is not for business owners who have it all figured out, and those who aren't willing to take guidance and try new things, and business owners who are set in their ways and unwilling to get rid of their old processes that aren't working anymore. So the great thing about Alex is that Alex was willing to do everything we asked of him. All right. He was willing to sit down and look at the data with us and let us kind of explain, like, hey, here, you knew you were bleeding money. Well, here's where it's at, right? Your labor costs, right? Or this product line is actually losing money, right? So he was willing to sit down with us and and look at the data and kind of, he didn't have to understand exactly, but it had to understand, okay, that's where we need to make some fixes, right? And then Alex was also willing to make the changes I suggested. So, we said, okay, we got to cut labor by 12%. And his initial, like Alex originally was like, how can I feel like they're already, my employees are already overworked and underpaid. Like, how can I possibly cut by 12%? But we were able to really dig into each product line, figure out where the efficiencies were, and cut that labor cost. All right. And then Alex is also really good at discussing any implementation issues along the way so we can resolve them and keep moving. So with all of our clients, we'll talk about the process toward the end, but one of the things we do is we set goals every month, and we set tasks, and we set objectives, things that have to be done before our next meeting, right? And there's always, with every one of my clients, there's months where things get dropped, things get missed, things don't get done. But what we're able to do is be like, okay, why didn't this task get done? Figure out why it didn't get done and fix it so it gets done next time. Because sometimes just like, I ran out of time. Okay, well, let's figure out, is there someone else that can do it? So you don't have to, oh yeah, Betty can do it. Great, let's delegate that task to Betty. All right, so discussing any issues we had and resolving them so we can keep moving forward, right? Because we have a goal. When you work with us in the program, we have very specific goals and thresholds that we want to hit, and we got to keep moving forward to those. So today, you guys, let's see, do I have a slide for that? Oh, I did have a slide for that. So these are all the things Alex was willing to do, right? Let me see. So Alex was willing to look at the data with our team, make decisions as a team, all of us together, implement those changes, and then continually discuss any hiccups that came up along the way. So everything we just chatted about. All right. Keep up with the slides, Brie. So today, you guys. Today, Alex thriving. All right. Alex is actually entertaining a sales offer for the business, because earlier in 2023, we fixed the financials. We made sure everything was working. The original client who wanted to buy, long gone. But another one of Alex's clients came up, who was like, hey, interested in this. And he was able to provide reliable financial statements showing where the business actually was standing. And so they are actually in the talks right now of selling one of his businesses. All right. He's turning a profit now, right? This is the first year that Alex actually has to pay taxes in 5 years, which is, bummer, but he was like the most excited I've ever seen someone to have to pay taxes, because Alex is like, wait, that means I'm making a profit. I made money this year. We're like, yeah. So now we're in the middle of tax planning to try to minimize some of that tax, but this is the first time Alex has gotten to do this, and he's really excited about it. Alex is working less. So Alex has gone on 3 vacations this year. Alex has gone to completely taking Sundays off. Alex used to be working 7 days a week. to some capacity. And now Alex is able to take Sundays completely off and also take time off kind of sporadically as their significant other wants to. Alex is now working about 50 hours a week in the business instead of 80. And that's because they're spending their time in their zone of genius rather than like putting fires out. And let me tell you what we did. One thing we did this year with Alex, he used to come in. So the team is there from like 6 to 2, give or take, right? Most of the team. And Alex would always make it a point to be there right at 6 when everyone else was there. But what we did is we shifted that. Now Alex does not go until 10. He works at home. Alex is still up working at 6. Don't give it, but they're able to get 4 hours of uninterrupted work done at home without the interruptions. Because let me tell you, his team. So when Alex goes on vacation, business doesn't fall apart. Business still functions, right? So the business does not need Alex there. But when Alex is there, then the staff is constantly asking questions, asking them to fix issues, all the things. So Alex took Michelle out of the picture, and now their team is functioning for 4 hours without him anywhere every single day. 4 hours in the morning, they're functioning just fine, and Alex is at home getting work done. Cool. Let's see, working about 50 hours in their zone of genius. So Alex is making sales calls. Alex, when they're working home in that 4 hours in the morning, they're doing a lot of sales calls and getting that stuff done because that's their zone of genius. That's what they like doing. And we actually, in 2024, we just built a plan to hire a sales associate for Alex. So that's another big thing that's up there. So pretty exciting stuff, right? So I just want to go over briefly, like, what does it look like to work with us? So for the last 2 weeks, right, we've been talking about pain points that all of us business owners feel as we grow from 0 to 7 figures, multi-7 figure businesses. And all the pain point, not all, but lots of the pain points we feel along the way. A lot of the stuckness we all get stuck in some way or another at all these different levels. And a lot of us tend to feel like we're alone, like we're doing something wrong, and that's why we're stuck. But again, it comes back down to new levels, new devils, right? And like everything that was hard that you fixed back when you started, that's still running fine, but you're bigger, you're better, you're doing things differently, and now you got to level up. All right, so I do want to talk a little bit about what it looks like to work with us if you are interested. So what we start with, so we do a 1-year contract, but in that 1-year contract, we do offer a guarantee, meaning at any point, if you are unsatisfied with the work we're doing, we will cancel your contract and go your separate ways. We do it in 1-year increments because that way it solidifies the price, because our price is always going up, but it locks in that price for you so that you're in that more advantageous price range. It also, a year, especially when you're first working with us, 1 year is what we truly need in order to hit that program promise of finding that extra $100,000 to pay yourself. All right, it could take 11 months and 3 weeks to get there. So we do ask you to give us a full year, but there is that guarantee that if you are unhappy, you don't feel like we're doing our job, you can walk away at any time. So when you first decide to work with us, the most intensive part is the kickoff series. That first month working with us, we have 3 meetings because our relationship starts with it here, and it's where we collect all the data to do everything going forward. So our first meeting is called the Where We're Going meeting. This is the most fun. So this is the one where we get to discuss all your hopes, all your dreams, all your goals. We start with your personal level goals, and then we also talk about your business goals. All right. And at that point, we create a 1, 5, and 10-year personal budget / financial plan. And this personal financial plan, personal financial goal budget, whatever you want to call it, is important because it's the whole premise of our CFO program. And this part is really what differentiates us from typical fractional CFOs, because we make sure we start with your personal goals and work backwards, right? We make sure, again, that we are transforming your business. We're not just growing it. We're not just scaling it. We're not just saying, let's make more money. We're molding your business into an asset that funds and supports your personal goals. So if in 10 years, if your goal is to sell, if your goal is to worked your way completely out and be strictly a CFO or a private partner. If your goal, I already said sell, if your goal is to pass it on to your kids, if your goal is to still be working, but in a very specific capacity, whatever your 10-year goal is, we're building a roadmap to get you there in terms of what you're doing in the business, your involvement in the business, but also how much money you're getting from the business. So we start with that personal budget. So we know how much money it is you're going to need in 10 years. Where do you want to be traveling 5 times a year? Do you have kids to put through college? Do you have a lake house you want to be buying, right? All of these things, we got to know where we're going. We got to make sure we're able to scale your business to the level you're wanting it to. So that's our first meeting. Then our second meeting is where we are. So this is where we do an analysis of your financial systems, of your segregation of duties, your SOPs. We deep dive into your financials to kind of see if there's any obvious red flags. So that, and again, in order to, like, anytime you're on I love the roadmaps, the roadmap example. It's like, okay, you got to know where you are, got to know where you're going. Okay, so meeting 1, we figure out where we're going. Meeting 2, we figure out where we are. And then before our third meeting, we do the magic on our end and we build the roadmap. And then in the third meeting, we sit down and we share that with you. So this is the fun part. This is where we say, okay, here's where we are. Here's where we're going to be in 10 years. Here's our 1 year, 5 year, 7 year pit stops where we're going to be. And then each year we'll break it into quarterly goals and then even those into monthly goals. And so the kickoff, like I said, intense. There's 3 meetings in about a month worth of time, but most of the work is done on our end. And what we do together, like I said, it's fun. We get to dream and we get to dream plan and, talk about all your juicy goals. And it's my favorite part, honestly. So then throughout the year, we have monthly services, right? So that starts with your one-on-one CFO meetings. We go over a scoreboard, which if you've been with me for the last 2 years, we talk about KPIs, right? So our scoreboard is just a really easy way of telling you how you're doing on your KPIs. Instead of us digging into all the financial data, we're like, here's KPI 1, and it's graded on a green, yellow, red scale. Green means you're good. Yellow means, we're not quite where we need to be, but nothing to worry about yet. And red is like, gotta fix this. All right, so we go over your scoreboard, super easy to read, super simple to share with you. Then we're going to review the last month's objectives. Did we complete the objectives? How did we do? Did anything not get done? Why didn't we get done? Why didn't it get done? Going back to my example of Alex, right? If things didn't get done, why didn't it get done? And how can we make sure it gets done this year or this month, right? Then we're going to set the next month's objectives with specific steps, and then we're going to delegate them or assign them to certain team members, right? You don't have to do everything. And if you've heard anything I've been saying, the goal is to stop getting you to even try to do everything, right? So we're going to delegate what we can to your team. Okay. And then within the month, when you work with us, not only do we have these one-on-one meetings every month, but we also on off weeks. So if we meet the first week of every month, right, then the third week of every month, we're going to have a check-in call, quick 30-minute call, just checking in, seeing how you're doing, got any questions, got any weird things that came up, just getting a pulse to make sure we're staying in communication. Every week we don't have a call, you get a check-in text from me. You good? How are things going? You also have my cell phone number. So if something comes up when we're not in communication, you're able to get a hold of me and be like, hey, I have a problem. I need your help. And I'm going to, and I'll say, great, let's get on a call. Or you know what? Let's talk, we meet on Monday. Let's chat about this Monday, whatever needs to be done. But it's off your mind, off your plate, not to mine. All right. So let's see. What's next? Oh, okay. So that's really it, guys. But I will tell you how, like, if you've listened to me talk about Alex, and I've talked a little bit about our CFO program, if you're like, this kind of sounds like what I need in my business, right? I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling like I'm working too much in my business. I feel like I'm not paying myself enough. Check out our website and see if, like, the website right there, peakprosperitycfo.com/work-with-us. It's an application page. It tells you everything about a program, right? And read through there and see, like, yeah, you're talking to me, Bree. This is me. And then there's a link to schedule a call with us. There's also an application in there. It's like 8 to 9, I think, questions. And really those questions are just to make sure that we are able to make the most of our discovery call. It's a free discovery call. We'll jump on. We'll see if we are able, can we help you get on stock? unstuck. So visit that information page, book a discovery call. I have calls open this week and next, and I have 5 spots available. The reason we only have 5 spots available is because that kickoff process is so intense, but it's also so important that we want to make sure we don't spread ourselves too thin. So there are 5 spots available. That's it. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but again, for the level of service we're providing and what we're providing for you, like we've got to be limited on how many people we work with. So there's 5 spots available, calls this week and next week. I think I will open it up again in January. But this is such an ideal time. If you are watching this and you've been keeping up with these training videos and you're just like, Bree, you're speaking to me. I'm sick of feeling this way. Please help me. Now is a great time because we can get all of our kickoffs done, set up everything, and start brand new, fresh, like ready to go on January 1st, even before that. But like to go into the new year with a plan to like get unstuck is just a great feeling. And also when we open it again, it'll cost more. It'll always go up in price, right? So if this is something that interests you, definitely get on my calendar, please. Because I think I have maybe 10 or 15 spots available to chat with people over the next couple of weeks, and then 5 spots to work with us. That's it. So if this at all interests you, definitely get in, because like when I started doing this for my own business, you guys, it was amazing. Just the relief that lifts when you're able to finally feel like you're making some progress in these areas that you've been struggling with. All right. So that's it for me. If you have any questions, please feel free. You can drop them in the chat. I'm trying to do my best to check back in on the chat daily to see if anyone's leaving messages, or DM me if you want to message me privately. I've had a number of people do that as well. Otherwise, I will see you back here on Thursday, same time. I'm going to share another success story from one of my other clients. Her name is Kathy. And I'm going to tell you how this year, 2023, she crushed it. Okay. So this year, she gave herself a raise. Again, remember our first goal with you is to increase your pay by $100,000 in a year. We did that, check. And she also took in a whole extra month off this month. Whole extra month. So join me on Thursday and I'll share her story with you. All right, guys. Excuse me, no water, so I'm going to go drink water. But yeah, check out that application page if you are interested in working with us, you guys. I would love to find 5 more clients to serve and help in this capacity. So awesome. Thanks, y'all. I'll see you Thursday. Bye.